Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's had a great week so far. We're nearly at the weekend, guys, which means that it's nearly time, unfortunately, at the minute for another Leeds United fixture. Yes, Leeds United are taking on Fulham at Craven Cottage on Saturday afternoon. It's 2 days before the game, so we all know what that means. It's time for your predicted 11 ahead of that game against Fulham on Saturday. Just before we get into it, as always, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. So yeah, Javi Gracia did his press conference earlier on this afternoon where he was obviously going through a series of questions. Obviously, there were some questions that I think were very much expected given the last two performances and the last two results at Ellen Road against Palace and Liverpool. He was asked about the mentality of the players, but obviously he wasn't going to come out and say that they've got a weak mentality because, just let's be real, guys. We have got a weak mentality at the minute. The confidence has been shattered. I feel like a lot of their heads have gone at the minute. And for me, if we go out and play similarly to Fulham against Fulham on Saturday, then I think it could be another very tough afternoon. But if we go there and play like I know we can do, then there's potential that we can pick up points in this game 100%. But that is if necessary changes are made. Obviously, he was asked about Gnonto. He said that Gnonto hasn't been 100% fit, which is why he's been managing him a little bit over the last few games since the international break. He said Max Wöber was fit against Liverpool. However, he had only trained once or twice, so he didn't want to throw him straight in. But he feels that he is now in a position to help the team, which is really positive to hear. No mention of Sinistera, so hopefully, he came off against Liverpool on Monday night. Hopefully, he's okay. I was a bit disappointed in how his mentality seemed to change in that second half the other night. I get everyone's frustrated as we are, but I was disappointed with his attitude in that second half. But for me, if he's fit, you have to play him, as does Gnonto. There has to be a way for both of them to play on the same pitch. So yeah, let's just get right into my predicted 11 anyway, or at least the 11 that I think should be playing on Saturday at Craven Cottage. So as always, guys, hit me up in the comment section with your predicted 11s as well. I did put a poll out actually on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube community page earlier on this afternoon, and I've had a few responses, and a few of them were questionable. A few of them I felt were accurate and spot on. But I'm just going to give my thoughts now. So in goal, so usually on these videos I'd go obviously La Melier. I think it will be Melier. However, there is a serious discussion to be had about if your Robles should come in. Again, it's kind of a similar situation to the right back situation at the minute. I think Melier is probably the better of two evils at the minute. But again, he's a player whose confidence must be on the floor at the minute, conceding 11 goals from his last 11 shots faced. Hopefully he can play his way into some form in the remaining fixtures because we really need to stop leaking goals for fun because I think we're in massive trouble now. But if this continues, we could find ourselves in a situation where it's literally impossible to stay in the Premier League. You never know what results are going to go for you or against you on any given week. So we really need to start picking up points, and by doing that, we need to also stop leaking goals. But hey ho, the defense, right? So I think we all know that Rasmus coming in the other night did not help matters. I did still think Luke Ayling deserved the game out. And I do sincerely think that if Luke Ayling had played, it could have been a little bit worse against Liverpool. However, I would throw Luke Ayling back in for this one. I do feel that Luke Ayling is better going forward than Rasmus, and I feel like our best form of defence from here on out will be attack. And listen, Luke Ayling cannot defend. We all know that. He probably knows that deep down, but he's really good going forward in an attacking sense. So that's why I think he should come back in. Centre backs, I think, should be and will be based on what Javi said. Koch and Wöber. I do think Wöber improves Robin Koch drastically. I think Robin Koch with Pascal has been woeful, as was Pascal himself. But I think Max Wöber coming in will hopefully improve the whole back line and Melier as well. And obviously left back, I think will be Junior Firpo once again. The double pivot, I think, will remain the same, just for the simple fact that as bad as them two have, by the way, that's Mark Rocker and Weston McKennie. Even though they've been poor, the thought of seeing Adam Forshaw in the midfield, the thought of the Sam Greenwood experiment happening in midfield, and as much as I would like to see him, I just don't, like, in terms of Darko Jebe, I want to see him, but not in this scenario and not in this situation. I think it'd be really unfair on the lad if he came in such a pressure moment for us at the minute. So I would stick with Mark Rocker and Weston McKennie. I do feel like they need to be much better on the ball. Their positional awareness needs to be a lot better in that midfield space. I think Fulham, with the likes of Harry Wilson, Harrison Reed, Willian out wide, there's Paulinho, Andreas Pereira. They've got some good players in midfield. So we really need to be on it on Saturday in midfield, 100%. Now, the three behind the striker. What I think should happen, and what I'm sure a lot of the Leeds United fan base thinks should happen, I think Jack Harrison should still retain his place because I feel like, again, you never know with Jack, but if he has a good day, then he is a huge asset. Part of me is thinking he could throw Somerville in just because Somerville did well when he come on as a sub against Liverpool, but I still think Harrison will start, and at least Somerville can maybe have that impact from the bench if needed. So yeah, Harrison on the right. Again, we've not heard anything about Cine, so hopefully Cine will operate from the left. And in the number 10, I would put Willie Gnonto. Because at least with that three in behind, they can rotate between who goes in that centre attacking space. You could have Cine operating in there for a little bit, then you could have Gnonto, then Harrison could drift in. It'll confuse Fulham in a good way, obviously, in a good way. And then up front, I would have Rodrigo. Obviously, he said Bamford won't be ready. He's probably stepped on his telly remote, hasn't he? I don't know. He's just broken, isn't he? But I would much rather have Rodrigo anyway, even if Bamford was fit. He's our top goal scorer. Why would you have him warming the bench in a relegation battle when he's our top scorer and most clinical finisher? People might say Rutter. No, like, the Liverpool game was the first game that we've seen him where I feel like he can be criticised. He didn't offer anything coming on. We've overpaid for him. Yes, we've paid for potential. But again, it's another Victor Orta Hollywood signing. I'm not going to go on a Victor Orta rant because I'll be here all night. But no, I wouldn't have Rutter. Maybe, yeah, as an impact sub, hopefully he can improve his impacts from the bench and Somerville as well. Maybe Forshaw can come on to see the game out, hopefully, if Leeds United are in a winning position at Craven Cottage. Now, what I think Javi may still do, I still think he'll play Brendan Aronson, in all honesty, instead of Gnonto. I hope I'm wrong, and I should be wrong. But he seems to really rate Aronson, and I don't know why, because he offers nothing. Zilch. Nada. Nothing. But we'll soon see, won't we? And Gnonto, Cine, Harrison, Rodrigo, that is an attacking four that is capable of getting Leeds United something from this game, 100%. And please, if Wöber starts, Just do your jobs at the back. Just defend like a normal football team, and we may have a chance. Well, anyway, let's just leave it there, guys. That is my predicted 11, or my preferred 11, should I say, for this weekend's game against Fulham at Craven Cottage. As I said at the beginning, hit me up in the comment section down below with your thoughts and your predicted 11s. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash a like on it. It really helps get the video out there and it'll do me a massive favour. Speaking of favors, please subscribe to the channel as well. We're on the road to 3,000. If you could do me a solid, if you keep returning and watching but you've not subscribed, it's free. Just hit the subscribe button, and as I say, it'll really help me out. And I will be back live on the channel tomorrow evening at about 8 o'clock for your live match preview. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Have a good evening. Cheers.